Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jess, and today at Live UTI Free, we're continuing the discussion around using neuroplasticity and soothing skills to help manage recurrent UTI symptoms. Our guest, Evelyn Hecht, has been sharing tips that you can use to help calm an overstimulated nervous and immune system. This is when our bodies may get stuck in a fight or flight response. So today, Evelyn will be sharing an audio guide that can help to rewire this part of the nervous system by activating what's called the parasympathetic nervous system instead. So be sure to stick around so you don't miss the guided portion of this video. I also want to mention that during the fall of 2022, we're looking for participants for a patient perspective survey. Once published, this research can help clinicians better understand the patient experience of recurrent UTI. So if you haven't looked at that yet, click the link in the description to participate. Lastly, if you enjoy these videos, think they're important, and want to support what we do, be sure to hit subscribe and tick the bell so you get notified when we post new videos. Other than that, thanks again for joining us on this journey to bettering women's health everywhere, and enjoy the video.
So the more that you can elevate the parasympathetic nervous system through soothing skills, the healthier you're going to become. We're going to talk a little bit about what does neuroplasticity mean and how is it related to my pelvic distress? And what about soothing? What does that have to do with anything? So the word neuroplasticity, neuro meaning neurons, which are the brain cells, also within the spinal cord, the spinal neurons, and plasticity means the ability to be flexible, to change, to grow. So the word neuroplasticity means that our nervous system and brain has the ability to learn new skills, take on new patterns, and in regards to pelvic issues, it is a major player of decreasing pelvic distress because the brain and nervous system is going to learn a new way of responding to threats, a new way to actually pick up more safety messages that you are going to be sending to your system. And therefore, the brain now sends more of those feel-good chemicals, the dopamines, the endorphins, messages of calm will stimulate the nervous and brain system to shift their patterns of, oh, we have to be overly protective. So I'm going to share two interesting findings based on research with a lot of women and men, women with chronic pelvic pain, which includes recurrent UTIs. So two items of interest for us. One is that research shows that there is an elevated amount or an activated amount of sympathetic nervous system in people with chronic pelvic issues. And the other aspect of information to share is that we've noticed that there is an increased amount of pro-inflammatory molecules being sent in and being found in the system, and that's measured through blood. So what does it have to do with me? So the sympathetic nervous system is part of our automatic, what's called autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system regulates our body, our heart rate, how much we breathe, the digestive aspect, the elimination aspects. So thank God for that because we don't have to think about it. It's an automatic process. So there are two parts of this automatic process, sympathetic and parasympathetic. So sympathetic is what you know of as fight, flee, freeze response. And it really is a part of our important protective ability. So if the light is changing from green to red and you see a number of cars starting to move, you want to hop over real quick to the other side. Helps our head move away from a dropping object. It's very, very quick, it's automatic, it's part of what helps us survive. So the parasympathetic nervous system is our calming, our resting. It involves with digestion. It helps for ease of elimination, for flow of bladder function and bowel function, and for interest in sex, reproduction. So the parasympathetic is part of our calming workings of our elimination, digestion, and the sympathetic is part of our fight-flight. And when we're in an elevated sympathetic nervous system, we tend to have our shoulders tense up more because the brain is out saying, hey, we got to get our arms ready to pump and run. There's more blood being shunted to the legs, for the muscles of the legs to move. So there's a lot more activation of that type of action and less amount of the slow digestion, reproduction energy. So how can we elevate our parasympathetic? And this is what you're going to learn and you'll practice to help improve that nervous system activation. Because when you have both sympathetic and parasympathetic to act, one cannot work simultaneously with the other. It's either one or the other. You're either running away from a scary thing or you're digesting. You can't do both at the same time. So the more that you can elevate the parasympathetic nervous system through soothing skills, the healthier you're going to become. So the second aspect of the research is about the immune system. So research has found that the immune cells are sitting in the spinal cord next to the spinal neurons. And the immune cells are like big, fluffy, pillowy megaphones. Think of them as like the gossip column, page 6 of the New York Post. They want to hear the first inkling of any kind of danger or threat message that comes from the peripheral nervous system into the spine. They want to know what's cooking and they want to send it to the brain. So in a person who is upregulated, right, a person who has had symptoms for more than 4 to 5 months, I've seen patients with 20 or so years with this, that system is called centrally sensitized. It's upregulated. They're more prone to listen to threat messages and act on it. And the brain has become automatic now in terms of sending more signals of distress to get you to take care of yourself. So it's kind of a faulty hamster wheel loop. So the glial cells, the immune cells, sit right next to the spinal neurons. As soon as they hear the bad news or the scary news, they send it up to the brain, as well as they'll tell the immune system in your body, I want you to send out the army of pro-inflammatory cytokines. So how do we reverse that? Well, the immune system also has ability to send anti-inflammatory, the healing molecules. So by doing calming, you are both elevating the ability of your parasympathetic nervous system to act, as well as the immune system to send more of the anti-inflammatory healing molecules, which is an incredible piece of information. So by practicing soothing, so what is soothing? In PelvicSense, I call Rewire is the name of my soothing activities that people can practice. And it's listening to audio guides that help elicit the relaxation response. Eliciting the relaxation response, the calming, the feeling of ease, of breath is slowing down, a feeling things are good. That is part of the healing process to elevate the parasympathetic nervous system and the anti-inflammatory agents from the immune system. There are also many strategies, and these things that you can do during your day. Deep diaphragmatic breathing is another form of elevating the parasympathetic nervous system. Doing exercises like expressive journaling, practicing gratitude. These are skills that can be done a few minutes throughout your day, every day, as practice to help improve the parasympathetic nervous system activation. So in this portion of my presentation, we're going to listen to one of my calming audio guides called Pelvic Relaxation. So find yourself someplace comfortable, whether it be on your couch, on your bed, some pillows underneath your knees, you're supported, and listen to a snippet of my pelvic relaxation as part of improving your healing ability.
The floor is like a flower as it gently opens to the sun. Inhale and watch as each of the petals slowly expand and widens. Exhale. Sense the warm light of the sun on the petals as they're fully opening. Feel your pelvic muscles soften and relax. Enjoy this feeling as you continue to breathe in and out. Breathing deeper and slower. We'll take 5 more breaths, staying present. I'll guide you. Just let go. Inhale and exhale. I am healing. Inhale and exhale. I am safe. Inhale and exhale. My pelvis is supple and receptive. Inhale and exhale. I am getting better and better every day. Inhale and exhale. I love my body and mind. Continue to breathe, staying present. Breathing in and breathing out. Now we'll slowly bring ourselves back into the room. Gently move your fingers and toes, welcoming this moment. We'll prepare to roll onto your left side. So as you breathe in and then you breathe out, keep your knees bent and roll to your left side. Once you're on your left side, cradle your head on your left arm. Rest in this position and relish how you feel. When you're ready to take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, use your arms to push yourself up to sitting. Know that you have the keys to healing.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you were able to find a quiet, comfortable spot to listen to that guided audio that Evelyn shared. You can click back to that portion of the video anytime to help calm your sympathetic nervous system and activate that soothing parasympathetic nervous system. If you'd like to learn more about this and related topics, make sure to check out the additional videos of this series when we release them in the coming weeks. In the meantime, you may be interested in reading Cassidy's personal healing story, as she healed using practices similar to neuroplasticity. We'll put the link for her story in the description. Of course, if you like what we're doing on this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and tick the bell so you get notifications about future videos. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, keep educating yourself so you can advocate for yourself.